Hello everyone and welcome back to World of Warcraft. So, do you guys remember when we had that awesome questline for Warlocks that was back in Mists of Pandaria? The one I showed on camera quite some time ago, where you could turn your fire into green fel fire? Yeah. Wasn't that awesome? Wasn't that a great, awesome, unique questline for your class? That was some pretty great stuff. Well, they decided, apparently, to go ahead and keep giving the Warlocks some nice treatment in Dragonflight. In this current patch, they decided to add a questline, as well as make some changes to Warlocks, including some of the customization stuff that we've been seeing, such as, you know how Druids got the option to, you could go at the barbershop and then select which of the appearances you've unlocked you would want to use all the time for your particular druid form. Well, now that's the case for Warlocks with their demon pets, which is pretty awesome. Now, they've also made some changes to how you acquire the cosmetics. So I do want to say this, Blizz, I want my gold back. All the gold that I spent on my couple of Warlocks, on those glyphs, to change how my demons would look, I want that gold back. I expect my gold back in the mailbox at some point for having spent that gold on those glyphs, and now all of a sudden you do this because, well, let's just say it took away those glyphs, and you had to basically reacquire some of those, as well as have some new options that you will be able to acquire, but you do have to do some things to acquire them. Now, I've unlocked some of these, and fortunately I have found out these are account unlocked. So fortunately you don't have to do this if you have multiple Warlocks. You don't have to do this on every Warlock. If you just do it on one, it unlocks it for your account. And I love that. I love when they have stuff that is account-wide unlocks. I love it in Diablo 3, and I want even more of it in World of Warcraft. They've been doing that more and more in recent times, but I want them to keep doing that. I really, really like it when they do that. So, I'm going to show you the quest line that involved us unlocking some of that stuff, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty fun. What they also did was they also made it where now every single race in this game can be a Warlock, which I find kind of funny when you think about some of the other races. But we are, like, for example, in this questline, just to go ahead and get this away right now, we're going to encounter a Lightforged Draenei Warlock, which I just find amusing on a number of levels. But to start this questline, if you play as a Warlock, and if you're a certain level, I think it's maybe level 60, I'm not entirely sure about that, but you get this letter in the mail. And I was like, what is this? And it said, "Denizens of Azeroth, do you thirst for power? Do you wish to change your circumstances? To become more free, more respected, more feared? Do you wish to become a Warlock? If your response to any of the above is yes, then meet with my humble servant Phineas in Temptation, Madame Shadow." So, we come over here. This was in Orgrimmar, I believe it was down in the Cleft of Shadow. But here in Stormwind, because I've already done this questline on my Undead Warlock on my Horde side, but we're now going to do this on the Alliance side of my Void Elf here, which you guys, of course, you remember Zayla, right? When I showed you guys some of the Warlock content from Legion. So you'll notice the Dreadsteeds and this carriage here. Hello, Phineas.
Mind your business, and I'll mind
Another taker. But wait! Zayla? Well now, you're just the Warlock that we've been looking for.
Even rotten crops regrow.
You there, Void Elf, come here. Yes.
Don't get many travellers here.
Darkest greetings, Void Elf. Ahem, yes, darkest greetings indeed. On behalf of my patron, I bid you travel to the Dark Moon Fair. The fair. I mean, who doesn't love it? Yes. Ahem. She requires your presence, she does. Our Lady of the Midnight Moon, the Damsel of Darkness, the Mother of Crows, Madame Shadow. Travel to the Dark Moon Fair.
Fall upon the coven.
Good, good. Climb aboard my mistress's stagecoach and we shall be on our way. To the fair! Wait a minute, since when can dread seeds fly? Ah, you're finally awake. You dozed off for a little while there. Yes, you did. Tired, are we? Burdened by the weight of the world? My mistress bears no such burden. She's as free as the night and as constant as the moon. Her power is not a burden, but a gift she shares freely with others. Yes, yes. She has heard tell of your exploits, Void Elf. She would ask for your help in return for gifts. It won't stop! Ah! You're going to have your work cut out for you. Step right up and feast your eyes. Fill and fare on the most potent cosmic wonders in existence. Clever curses, devilish demons, and nefarious knickknacks unending. So in case you're curious, the Dark Moon Fair actually is up, but it's actually going to end, well, based on the clock over there, I'd say in about 45 minutes. So, but, yeah, this is not the actual, like, instance of the actual Dark Moon Fair that players can go to. This is a separate version of the Dark Moon Fair that was made just for this questline. We have Midnight at the Fair. A fell breeze blows through the air, through the fair. Fell bodyguards. She's got some brooding fell bats. Lots of Warlock stuff over here. You'll also notice someone riding. You'll notice the old steeds that the Warlocks could be able to acquire back in vanilla. You'll also notice over here, look at this, Omen. And he's got the light forged mount. Interesting. Madame Shadow. Ooh, Twinkle. Aw, Twinkle's so cute. Oh, there's an invisible wall here. Interesting. Also notice that Twinkle is hostile.
What now?
When ravens circle and donkeys bray, when the sun is down at end of day, when trouble toils and bubbles play, Madame Shadow comes this way. That's nice. Where have all the people gone? I couldn't say. No, really. Indeed. And the darkness? It's nighttime. The demons? Surely you're joking. I'm on to you, Madam Shadow. No, you're not. Yes, I am. I can assure you, you are not. I'm not dropping this. Something bad is about to happen. Do you wish to proceed? So I'm probably going to die from this, but I want to show it to you because it's actually kind of great. Plus, you actually have reason to do this because you get a reward for doing this if you're able to pull it off. I'm currently the only player here, it looks like. I don't know how many other Warlocks are actually wanting to do this quest. When I did this the first time, like when it first came out, there were several Warlock players here. I'm by myself, so this could be a problem, but I still want to show it to you guys. She teleports me into the room with Twinkle. Also, it flags me for PvP. What that means is, I'm an Alliance Warlock. Let's say a Horde Warlock comes in here. I could actually then fight that Warlock. Now, we're supposed to work together to take down Twinkle, but we can still hurt each other. I just want to point that out. So anyways, first, let me see if I can get my combo going here. See if maybe it'll make a difference. Alright, so it looks like because I guess I'm scaled with the heirloom gear, it's gonna work out. There's my Pit Lord. There we go, we did it. So, this gives us a new customization option for our imp, the Fell Frost Imp. I have already learned this. Yeah, so that's what you get if you defeat Twinkle here. Excuse me. You look like a smart one. Get me out of here. Okay. So, clearly Madame Shadow is up to something, but we're gonna play along with her for now, because if we keep this up, she'll just keep putting me in there with Twinkle. So let's just go ahead and play along with her. Also, let me get some health stones. Let me just double check. Some pieces are, at least, Pawn considers certain items to be better for certain specs than others. That's not always entirely true. Like, you know, it really kind of sort of depends on what you're focusing on. Pawn has its own idea of what you should be focusing on for your spec compared to what is the actual way you should be doing that. But anyways, yeah, I'm currently still sticking with Demo. This is my current build at the time. I've been going a little bit back and forth on swapping these out for putting points into Soulbound Tyrant as well as Reign of Tyranny, since that makes the Demonic Tyrant just do a lot of damage. Plus, when you summon him, he gives you 5 soul shards when you put 2 points into this. So if you have enough points to have this and this, it's like, to me, it's like a great combo. But in this recent patch, Demo is no longer the hotness for Warlocks. Destro is actually now the new hotness for Warlocks with this thing called, what's it called? The Blasphemy? It's an alternate version of the Infernal. There's also, like, points you can get to be able to reduce the cooldown of Summon Infernal, or have it give you a chance for it to summon an extra Infernal, I think during Reign of Fire. But I've been messing back and forth with all 3 specs. Demo, I still feel like I know very well, and feel like I just kind of like have a good idea of how to play the spec. At least, to me, I do. You'll also notice it gave me my PvP talent called the Fell Lord, because I was flagged for PvP.
What will you require?
You're smaller than I remember. I'm sorry, how do you remember me? Now, I believe Madame Shadow is actually because she's a Warlock trainer, I believe she's been in the game for some time. Keep in mind, she would not remember us because we are a Void Elf. If we were, say, I don't know, another race that has been able to play a Warlock since vanilla, like orcs or humans, trolls, dwarves, you know, just any of those, then maybe she'll have, like, seen us and be like, huh, you seem to be smaller than I remember you.
Embrace the shadow.
Phineas did well in bringing you to me, Zayla. There is much work to be done. We'd best get to it. As a master of the dark arts, I need you to help me whip these newcomers into shape. Talk to them. They come from many walks of life, all of them unfamiliar with the dark arts.
AKA races that have never been able to be Warlocks before are here, having to try and be like, oh, how do I do this?
Learn their wishes, learn their hopes, their dreams. This path we walk can bestow gifts unending and power unimaginable. One just needs to know what one truly desires.
Beware, our enemies abound.
So let's go talk to some of the new Warlocks over here. You'll notice a Tauren and I'm guessing that's a High Mountain Tauren. Pretty sure Taurens have never been Warlocks before, because I think a lot of them were just like, the idea of being a Warlock was repulsive to them, you know. So it's amusing to see Taurens here that are going to, you know, a Tauren Warlock, just picture that. We finally got Tauren Rogues, now we've got Tauren Warlocks. At least I'm pretty sure Taurens couldn't be Warlocks before. I come seeking answers, Void Elf. For 1,000 generations, my ancestors locked step with the land, stewarded it, shepherded it. Perhaps there is more. I inherited a great responsibility. It would be a grave mistake indeed to not explore every avenue of preserving our hold over Azeroth and beyond. Well, what brings you to the fair?
Ride the winds.
Are we starting? Good. The shadows of this place grow tiresome. I'm guessing each of these are going to be races that have not been able to be warlocks before, and we're talking to them about it.
Hail.
My family wanted me to be a shaman. By the ancestors they did. Day in and day out, from the moment I could hold a totem. The problem is you can't be a shaman if the elements don't play along. I have a cousin who's a grim totem. They have a certain reputation when it comes to this kind of thing. He encouraged me to accept Madame Shadow's offer. An easier path than one of my elders could provide. We're about to start.
Goodbye.
Controlling that beast is harder than Madame Shadow made it sound. Definitely more challenging than wrangling Kodo in Camp Torajo. So this will be funny. A light-forged Draenei is here to become a warlock.
Open your heart to the light.
My name is Oman. I have traveled a long way to be here. This Madame Shadow character seems quite sure of herself. I cannot say the same. We're about to start.
May your days be long.
I will be there
and
soon.
your hardships
I'd like to
few.
clear my head before introductions are made. You'll notice some of the examples of customization options. Basically, if you want to go back to some of the old demon models from back in the days of Classic, you can do that. Just some Inishi who's just terrified of these imps.
Any friend of Greymane is a friend of mine.
Are you insinuating I'm not meant to be here? That I'm not a warlock? That I accidentally summoned the wrong portal and stepped through it without double checking where it might lead? Well, because that would just be stupid. We're about to start.
Long live Greymane.
You know what? I can hold it. I think... I left the hearth going back home. Yes, of course. I need to leave. I need to get out of here. I don't understand why this keeps happening. Looks like this Kultiran. Are you sure the circle is an exact copy of the one in the grimoire? This Kultiran is like, huh? What's going on here? It's like, why do I keep messing this up?
You mind your business, and I'll mind mine.
This ritual circle should be working. Madame Shadow let me look at her grimoire, and those lines are an exact copy of those in the book, but why won't the imps obey me? Maybe I should have become a tide sage like Papa. But we're about to start.
May blight fall upon
I'm going
the
to try a
tavern.
couple more times. We don't appear to be running out of imps. A night elf is here. The idea of a night elf becoming a warlock is amusing on a number of levels.
Elune Adore.
I see the question in your eyes, Void Elf. A night elf? Here? Reserve your judgment. We all seek power for our own ends. Do not confuse the tragedies of my people for my own ambition. We're about to start.
Farewell.
I suppose I don't really know why I'm here. Just that I am. A Pandaren warlock. Oh gosh. Excuse me. We're about to start.
Talk to me!
Whoa, pal, hey, we weren't doing nothing wrong here. It's alright, it's exactly what it looks like. A warlock's gotta eat, though, am I right?
We're about to start.
You can tell Madame Shadow that she can keep this lousy campsite to herself. Time is money, and I'm fresh out of both.
Huh. And a regular Draenei. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's a Zandalari troll. From the side, I thought she was a Draenei from a distance. Like from a distance, I thought because her height. But then I forgot that Zandalari trolls are, do stand pretty tall. But yeah, Zandalari trolls also can now regular Darkspear trolls have been warlocks, I believe, since vanilla. I think. Not entirely sure about that. I think so. But you have been able to make a Darkspear Troll Warlock for quite some time. The fact that now Zandalaris can be Warlocks, yeah, that's a change. My people have had a complicated relationship with Warlocks. For us, it is much a question of politics as it is the pragmatic pursuit of power. When I heard Madame Shadow's summons, it struck me as an opportunity to further my own goals without all the baggage. A shortcut of sorts. We're about to start.
The Loa are strong.
I'll be along in a moment, friend, as soon as Jaya finds his feet again. I am tickled that this Zandalari troll has a Brutosaur mount. That's definitely an inside joke from the developers. I guarantee it. It's like, get it?
I am forsaken.
Only 1 or 2 pairs of cold feet, Excellent. Now that we know who wants to be here, it is time to determine who deserves to be here. Note that the 2 races that have been able to be Warlocks before are the ones who left. The human and the goblin. All the others that are brand new races to be Warlocks are the ones who are still here.
Dark Lady, watch over.
Ah, the latest group have gathered beneath my wings like chicks to a mother crow. You've done well so far, Zayla. They trust you. I trust you. The next step in shepherding these simple souls along in their diabolical journeys is to safeguard them against the void, against oblivion, against death. Take my soul stone and use it to gird the willing and the damned.
Beware the living.
Gather round, my future warlocks, one and all. Gather round and watch as my associate Zayla achieves the impossible, saving your souls. Not for a minute, not for a moment, not for a minute, but for all eternity. Behold the powers that shall soon be yours to do with as you will.
I am ready, as am I.
The river provides.
Ancestors, give me strength. I can feel it. The power. The darkness.
I am listening.
Come on then. I be not afraid. So I had a bit of a bad reaction there, but looks like he's alright. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the representation of each of the races that are now able to be Warlocks, which now includes every race. High Mountain, Night Elf, Pandaren, Kultiran, Zandalari, and regular Tauren.
I'm listening.
Delicious.
Our time will come.
There is one who has been counted amongst our number, but is not here. The Draenei. I can taste the light about him. Go see to it that he rejoins us. There is much work to be done.
Victory for
Tick-tock, tick-tock.
So, sorry, I forgot about the Draenei over here. I guess this guy is supposed to represent both the regular Draenei and the Lightforged Draenei, I suppose. Otherwise, I thought we would have seen both of them here.
The Naru have not forgotten us.
Ah, good to see you again, Void Elf. Madame Shadow requests your presence. I am certain she does. See that wreck out there? Mine are a people born of wreckage and ruin. The Zenadar on Argus, the Genadar on Draenor, the Exodar on Azeroth. And each time the light preserves us. Not all of us, just a fraction. Just enough to continue on. But I wonder if there might be another way. not in opposition to the light, but alongside it. You asked me earlier, why am I here? Why I am here. This is my answer. Because I survived the wreckage of my people, and I'm determined to become stronger for it. I'm supposed to make you a soul stone.
Safe journey.
And that you shall. Do me a favor, Void Elf. As a friend in the making, create your soul stone, but cast it yourself, not from some damp tome. So, the first time I did this, I accidentally cast it on myself. So I had to wait, the full 10 minutes, the full 10-minute cooldown to cast it on him again. So this time I'm going to make sure I actually cast it on him rather than myself. You have my thanks, Zayla. So remember that for later, that he had us cast Soulstone on him, but that he wanted me to use my own Soulstone, not hers. Just remember that for later. Oh, I forgot to turn that into him. I thought I was going to turn that into Madame Shadow. Oops.
May the light
Now
embrace
to
you.
appease our mysterious patron.
Remember the lessons of the past.
Thank you for indulging me, but I do not want to appear unappreciative of our new mentor. Do me a favor. Go and fill Madame Shadow's soulstone by some other means. Far be it for us to test our teacher, but she has yet to earn my trust.
Dionys Akka.
I will return to Madame Shadow and see what she has to offer. So we can create a dummy soulstone with something else. Thank you for extending me this courtesy. And we can do so with a rat. So rather than the Draenei, we're going to have the soulstone with a rat. And notice that it... Did it kill the rat? I think it did kill the rat. Yep, it killed the rat. That should give you a possible little red flag there, like, huh. Okay. Also, I guess I forgot I actually took that talent. Huh, I did. Oh well. This is my main one, but I'm still kind of testing out these talents.
Hank, I was beginning to wonder if my offers of power were falling on deaf ears. Draenei,
No, madam. Merely hesitant ones.
he who hesitates is lost.
Yes. Beware.
Ah, the prodigal Warlock returneth.
Beware the living.
The wheat has been separated from the chaff. Now the fun can truly begin. I have an exciting field trip planned for our students, but they are not yet ready. Take my grimoire and have the Pandarans, Zandalari, and Tauren try their hand at curses. I found some uninvited guests loitering on the edges of our fairground. They should make excellent, if unwilling, test subjects. Omen will have the honor of summoning the group far afield, and I will instruct him as such.
Victory for Silva.
What do you know of summoning demons, Draenei?
I have unsummoned my fair share. I mean, yeah. Actually, no. I'm gonna stick to using the Warlock mount here. I love the purple version, especially for this Void Elf. I think it just fits so well. Oh hey, let's hop on the the ride so we can get our XP buff, right? Oh wait. Also notice captive cultist. Apparently some cultists showed up and now they're being captives on the ride for the minions to have some fun with.
Peace and patience, friend.
The power. I feel it flowing through my hands, through the book. Look up Curse of Exhaustion.
Together, we are High Mountain.
Also, turning to pudding. That felt incredible. My soul feels lighter?
Medi Loa. Bless
This
your
book is heavy and damp. It reminds me of Nazmir. Shall we try Curse of Weakness?
Loa keep you.
Getting very sleepy. By the Lord. Okay, so these are not working the way they should be. Yeah, so these cultists are, I guess, dying in very horrible ways. Alright, cast Curse of Tongues. Also, Omen is attempting to summon you. Do you wish to accept? Hi, Omen.
Arcanon Poros.
It worked. That grimoire of Madame Shadows really is powerful. I hope I didn't startle you. No, it's okay. I'm used to the, oh, someone's trying to summon you. I mean, come on. How often do we as players just see that like, oh, yeah, sure, accept.
Be well.
At the risk of stating the obvious, something is very wrong is going on. I know you feel it too. Madame Shadow is sending myself and the other initiates to the Altar of Storms to try our hand at summoning demons. Please, Ayla, poke your head around here and see if you can't piece together what she is up to. I saw her and her servant heading towards the back of the fair. I'm sure that she has her guard up. Maybe there's some way that you can get close without drawing attention to yourself? I'm a warlock. I have a couple of ways to do that.
Be kind to those less
See what you can find out and be careful. Eye of Kilrog. Let's take a peek at what is really going on here.
You have done well, Phineas. Yes, mistress. That fool Zayla suspects nothing.
Of course, mistress.
Soon the souls of 4 fledgling warlocks from Azeroth and beyond will be mine to do with as I please, ripped apart by howling demons. I showed them how to summon demons, yes, but contain them? Oopsie whoopsie. Then my revenge on the warlocks of this pitiful planet will be nearly complete.
And the gifts, mistress?
Feckless human, your gift is death. Consider its swiftness a reward for loyal service.
Mr.
Oh, shock of shocks, it's a Dreadlord. What a surprise, a demon, I don't care what Shadowland says, a demon wants revenge on the Warlocks. Why am I not surprised? Again, I don't care what Shadowland said about the Dreadlords. The gate is warm to the touch. I'm guessing that Oman left this for us. You can hear the faint sound of screaming coming from the other side of the portal. Oh, crap. Let's go through there and see if we can find out. See what we can do about that. To the Eastern Kingdoms we go. Oh, hey, we're at the Altar of Storms in the Burning Steppes. Okay.
Go get him, boys!
I must get closer.
Don't mind me, Feldat. Vengeful Subjugator. Omen! You'll pay for that.
Too far away.
Now you will serve me.
No, no! He said they would melt beneath our claws. He awaits you near the other altar where the land runs. That he had prepared them. Runs red to green to black. I will not be contained.
Mm-hmm. Omen. Good thing I soulstoned you.
By the light, my head, my eyes, they burn. Zayla, you're here. Your soul stone. My apologies. I think I am in shock. We must get someplace safer.
Indeed. Hey, look at your loyal mount. It's here.
Warm wishes to you.
The others, their soul stones. I saw a green flicker in their eyes as they fell, one by one, like the very essence of their souls were being drawn forth. They deserved better.
Remember the lessons of the past.
Huh.
Each day.
Whatever game this Madame Shadow has been playing, it appears as though we are nearing the end of it. From what we have heard, it sounds like our next destination is somewhere in the Blasted Lands. I must rest, but please, Zayla, go and see this through. Bring Madame Shadow to account. Avenge our fellow Warlocks.
In the Blasted Lands. Brand of imps to serve. You can customize them in the bar. So yeah, this is when it...
May your days be long, and your hardships few.
So, this does not take us over there. This takes us back to where we were in the Darkmoon Fair. So we're going to have to just go ahead and fly down there. So this is going to take a little while. Sorry about that. I may even cut this flying part out. But, yeah. Yeah, those poor people at the Darkmoon Fair. Like, it's amusing that it's like, yeah, those races were brought there to become, you know, races that can actually be warlocks in this game, which I'm so... I'm tickled at the idea of, like some people now race changing some of their warlocks to some of those new races, you know. Like, I'm so curious because think about some of the... Here's one of the funny things about checking out when a new race becomes a class, or a class... Yeah. Let me say that again. When a race is now able to be a class that couldn't before, and then you try out that race on those other class sets, you know, because those class sets were never meant to be on those races. It's like if you look at the rogue stuff from going back to vanilla on a Tauren, they were never meant to be on a Tauren. So they look strange and odd. Now, I have not seen it myself, but boy, am I curious to see what it's like to have those on the Warlock stuff on a Tauren. By the way, can I just say, I love how much I can see from a distance. Look at this. I can still see Blackrock over there. I can see Duskwood over there. There's Karazhan. You can see the fires down over there in the Swamp of Sorrows. We're heading over here, and I think when we get a little bit closer, or at least out of this rain, we'll be able to actually see the Dark Portal. There it is. You can see it right there. There's the Dark Portal. I'm guessing the Blasted Lands is having it... no, I guess the area in Karazhan, the Deadwind Pass area, has rain going on right now, so... And there's the Altar of Storms. So the area we're heading to is down over here, which I believe This is the Tainted Scar. I believe this was the area who could actually help teach you. There was an NPC here I think could actually help teach you more about demonology back in the day. And that's where this is happening. You'll notice the imbued soul stones we helped her make. Yeah. So the first time I did this is gonna be this was a rough fight. I don't know if me being at 62 instead of 70 is going to make things easier because of the scaling.
Ah, Zayla, I wasn't expecting you for some time. It matters not. I assume you're here to avenge the others of your kind? How quaint. I've stolen the souls of thousands of warlocks, and will continue to do so until my revenge upon the spineless summoners of this turgid world is complete.
Lord Bane Hollow. So, first off, where's my where is my Wrathguard? Get out here, man. I'm gonna need you. So let's see. Let's go ahead and give him... It's only one, right? So, yep. Alright, let's do Curse of Tongues. Now let's get my combo going here. Portal first. Then the Dreadstalkers. The Tyrant, which unfortunately does not summon the, or give me 5 soul shards. And then we'll summon our Vile Fiend. The Vials. Got a few more guys to show up to help out. And the Pit Lord is now here, super powerful, hitting him like crazy as well. Let's also go ahead and give Corruption. I'm assuming he's cursing at us in, Nathrozim tongue there, I'm guessing. But yeah, you'll see the big shield he's got there. See the Corruption he's trying to cast on me. I'm like, nope! Let's get some more imps to help me out. Let's get my Vile Fiend back out. Draenei, your people cannot outrun the perditions of this cosmos, not even with the powers of hell. For the Zenadar! For the Genadar! I'm sorry, did he just give me Bloodlust? Because all of a sudden I'm casting faster.
I do not have a target.
I'll be back!
Hey, Omen.
The Naru have not forgotten us.
These soul stones, the other Warlocks. When I chose to walk this path, I knew that there would be repercussions. That I would be sacrificing a part of myself. A part of how my people see me. But to have your soul torn asunder, and for what? Petty revenge? Truly, that is a fate worse than anything I have taken upon myself.
Be well.
I must recover my wits, Sailor, and whatever parts of myself remain. Once I am more whoever I am now, I will reach out to you. Yonisaka, my friend.
So later he will actually send us a mail asking us to meet with him at Booty Bay, in which case he will then give us a gift, allowing us to... It's basically a glyph. It lets us be able to change our soul stone to look like a green orb, like that we kind of have floating around with us. Like, haha, I've got your soul in this orb around me. It's kind of a cool looking little glyph. He'll send this to us later. I don't know how much time needs to pass, but it'll eventually happen. So, but yeah, the first time I did this, that was a rough fight. But I was at 70, and my Warlock on Horde is not super geared. Like, she's not even geared to do LFR for Aberrus right now. So I would need a bit of help from my guild, or I would need to wait till time walking to try and see if some time walking pieces drop to help me kind of up her gear level. Because she can't even get into heroics. Unless I send her some gold and just try and get some BOEs off the auction house, which I guess I could, but boy, that's expensive. Anyways, so before we cut this off, that's the quest line, by the way. That is the quest line. We unlock the customization stuff in the barbershop. Like I said, he'll send you something later to meet him. So before we do that, I want to go ahead and show you guys the customization stuff at the barbershop that you can now do. It will also give you an idea of where you can acquire some of these things. Now, some of these I've already unlocked, so it's not going to show it here. But I'll try my best to remember where you can actually get some of these. Some of these you can actually just get off the auction house, where people can just make some of these grimoires, or and that you can just go ahead and buy yourself. But you'll come here and you'll be able to, as soon as he goes away, you'll then have these options here to swap and see your imp, and you can select either a fiend, a fell imp, or just a regular imp, and you can see, like, it'll give you that option. Basically, go to color, and then you can be able to see all the different colored variations. If they're locked, it'll usually say what the source of where you can find it is. This one says it's VL, this one is Legion Time Walking, Pucelin, Matron Folnuna, Terrestrian Ilhoof, Legion Time Rifts, Burning Crusade Time Walking. One of these I remember getting from the Imp Mother that you have in the Warlock Order Hall in Legion. For the Voidwalker, I believe some of these you could actually just go ahead and acquire via the auction house via a grimoire, but yeah, you can either just have it look regular, you can have it look like the old school Voidwalker from Classic and Vanilla. You could go with the Void Lord appearance there. For these Sayad and the Succubus, the Incubus, you can either go with a Succubus, a Incubus, or a Shivara. And you can either just have the regular Succubus, the Shadow Succubus, which I believe you still unlock via the Grimoire. And then there's the Fell Temptress Succubus, which you have to get as a rare drop from the Cathedral of Eternal Night dungeon on either Heroic or Mythic. And it's just a world drop from mobs. You just have to keep killing mobs. I don't think it drops from any of the bosses. But there's plenty of those Fell Temptress Succubus in there. I don't know if it necessarily has to drop from them directly, but I did a run of Mythic and Heroic on my Warlock before it dropped, so it didn't take me too long to get this. And I believe if you want to unlock the Shivara, you just get the Grimoire, which I just found off the auction house. Some of these were not that expensive, honestly, the Grimoires. The Fell Hunter, this one comes from the Legion Time Rifts, Fell Hounds of Sargeras in the Raid, which I'll have to take my Warlock back there. And then the source for this one, this Dreadhound, has question marks. So I'm not entirely sure. I think I'd have to look up online. Actually, I take it back. There is a Wowhead page where now they list off every one of these customization options, and it will tell you exactly the details that you need to know on how to acquire these. So if you don't want to just take my word for it, just go look these up on Wowhead, and you'll be able to see the entire list. For the Felguard, it's just it can be either the regular Felguard or you can get the Wrathguard Grimoire and select that. I've always preferred the Wrathguard because I think it looks not only a better model, but I think the animation looks a little better. For the Infernals, you can either go with the the usual Infernals, or you can get the Grimoire, again via the auction house, to look like old school Infernals from back in the days of Warcraft 3. Or even the raid boss from the Black Temple in Burning Crusade, if you want to go that route. I like this purple one because, again, Void Elf. So, and then there's the Doomguard, who you will probably never have. I'm sorry, but just it's so ridiculously hard to actually try and have a Doomguard anymore. Like, there's not even a talent for it anymore, which just is so irritating. There's Doom, but it's so absurdly hard to actually have a Doomguard now. It's ridiculous. Like, I think the only ways you can do that now is if you actually do the Ritual of Doom, which you would have to, this one here, the Ritual of Doom. Yeah, this one here, in order to summon a Doomguard. And then, of course, you have to do the ability to subjugate the demon to serve you. But, again, even if you look at Demonology, there is no talent here to get you a Doomguard. And it's just like, okay, you have this option for me to have a Doomguard, but apparently it's just like, nope, no way I can have it. And it's just so unfortunate and sad that it's just like they make having a Doomguard almost impossible as a Warlock in WoW these days. And I'm just like, Blizz, please, if you want to make the whole demo thing really exciting and fun for Warlock players, give us more options and capability when it comes to the different kind of demons we can have, you know, fighting for us. Like, make it easier for me to actually have the option of having a Doomguard, you know? Like, I know that right now, like, to have an Infernal, it's supposed to be a big cooldown, but I still loved it when back in Legion you could have a permanent Infernal for any of the 3 specs, instead of just the usual ones of Imp, Voidwalker, Fell Hunter, and Succubus, or if you were Demonology, you then get the Fell Guard. But in Legion, you could also have a Doomguard or an Infernal permanently if you wanted to as well, and I thought that was awesome. But fortunately, this seems to be a step in the right direction in terms of giving us more when it comes to what we want to do and can do when it comes to, you know, being a Warlock and all that. So, anyways, so yeah, that's the quest line, and that's the customization stuff for the demo pets for Warlocks here in Dragonflight. And again, just to go ahead and show it to you guys here on the character creation screen, Warlock. You can be able to literally choose any race other than the Drakthir. You can have a human Warlock, a Void Elf Warlock, a Dwarf Warlock, a Light Forged Draenei Warlock. That still tickles me that is a thing now. A Night Elf Warlock, which again, so amusing. That just tickles me to no end. A Dark Iron Dwarf Warlock. A Gnome Warlock, nothing new. Kultiran Warlock, Draenei Warlock, Mechanome Warlock, Worgen Warlock, that's been the case, Pandaren Warlock. Oh my goodness. An Orc Warlock, a Nightborn Warlock, an Undead Warlock, a High Mountain Tauren Warlock. Oh my goodness. A regular Tauren Warlock. Oh man. Maghar Orc Warlock, Troll Warlock, Zandalari Warlock, Blood Elf Warlock, Volpera Warlock, Goblin Warlock, and again, Pandaren Warlock. Every race other than the Drakthir. So if you ever wanted to mess around with a Warlock, but you preferred to play a specific race, well, hey, now's the time if you want to stick with that race and just check out the Warlock stuff, which I highly recommend if you've never tried it out. There's so much content, even just unique to the Warlock. We've got the Greenfire Fell questline, and now we've got this questline in Dragonflight. There is, not to mention all the Warlock content from Legion, there is a ton of great Warlock content in World of Warcraft. So again, highly recommend checking it out and playing it. I'll see you guys next time.